Hi everybody, it's Amy. This is an overview of Module 0, Assignment 2. What is your word for 2021? It's also a turn-in page. So basically in this assignment, you're going to create a work of art using line, color, shape, and pattern. You're also going to be including 1, 2, or 3 words that define what you want from 2021. You're going to use a choice surface and materials to create your work, or you can create your work digitally. We're looking at planning, composition, and meaning. So those are the 3 things we're really looking at in this artwork. This is a summative assessment. It has a formative part and a summative part, but it will be a graded project. I will be reviewing a lot of things during this module about the elements of art and principles of design as needed. Furthermore, many of the assignments that we're going to be doing will touch on standards 1, 2, and 6. You have multiple opportunities to show your learning and understanding of planning and preparing an art, which is standard 1, and 2, composition. Standard 2 is composition and creating art, and standard 6 is creating meaning in art. So you have many opportunities to show this work throughout the semester. So just do your very best on this, and as you continue to grow with art and learning these fundamentals of art, you'll get better at it. The driving question for this is, how can I plan and visually express myself with text and meaning in art using line, color, shape, and pattern? So right here we have the assignment resources, and there's a lot of assignment resources that you can go and visit. You decide what you need for this. Some of you may say, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do, and you go right to it. Some of you may need to visit these. For example, you might need to visit the fundamentals of art sheet that I have here and look at some of the definitions of what these are. You might want to go and take a look at some of the videos, the elements of art and the principles of design videos. Those are also located, the videos are located in the Module 0 resources here that I've provided for you. They are right here under videos. There is a composition basics handout I'd like you to take a look at. This is basically about understanding composition. A lot of it is photography based, but it's super important for you to understand the basics of composition. So scroll through this. There's some information and examples about the rule of thirds, framing, lighting, and fundamentals of art and viewpoint. Lighting is not always something that we're going to be taking a look at in this class, but it's important to know. Then, if you would like to use Adobe Spark, you're welcome to use Adobe Spark. There are instructions on how to access it. You can use your student login with email and password to get in. I've also made a new video here for February 2021 because Adobe Spark has changed in the last 2 months. There's a lot of new things. So you could watch this video to see some basics about Adobe Spark. So you could use Adobe Spark to create yours digitally. You can use Autodesk Sketchbook if you'd like. If you were in semester 1, we used Autodesk Sketchbook to create a self-portrait. There are museums online. These are all going to take you to the online learning resources here. And when you open this tab, there are a lot of resources here that you can take a look at for just ideas. Scholastic Art Magazine is another great resource that I've provided for you, and we've paid for this through school funds. You have access to this at any time. If you follow the directions here, it shows you how to log in, and then you have access to videos and articles and even how-tos. They're really great. And then here are the elements of art and principles of design videos. And I have an art and CTE YouTube channel that has demo videos and playlists that you might find handy. So those are a lot of resources. Please use what you need. Now let's take a look at the assignment websites that you need to visit. And there are examples. There are 2. You need to visit this link, and it's about 13 artists who highlight the power of words in their art. And I have clipped a little information from it here. And then there's another one, 8 artists who harness the power of words in art. So one is from artsy.net and the other one is from My Modern Met. So take a look at those 2, glance through, read what you find interesting for you, and use what you need. Then take a look at the example. Now I've just provided you with one example. This is what I'm working on because I'm doing all the assignments with you this semester. And I've already started this assignment last semester. And so I've been working on this here and there when I have a chance. My word is create. I chose 3 words, which I'm going to show you how you're going to develop those words in a moment. And then I'm looking at line, shape, and pattern. You can see I have lines coming through here. Right now it looks like they're blue. I have some circle shapes. I have this large circle shape. I have like a octopus shape in the middle here. I have my word create written in there nice and bold so you can see it. And let's see what else. And color. And I've started to add my color in. When I did mine, I started with marker and I worked straight with marker. I'm using Zentangle patterns inside of these circle shapes. And then I have pattern. I'm showing pattern inside the Zentangles and also with these big shapes I'm creating with the lines. So as you can see, I'm using line, shape, color, pattern. That's what you're going to be doing. But you don't have to do Zentangles. You can do whatever you want. This is just my example. Don't copy my example, but if you want to use Zentangles, that's fine too. I'm also using watercolor. So there's my example. Take a good look at that. And of course, you're going to be doing your own inspired by yourself. And you can use whatever materials you want. I chose watercolor because I have it accessible. It's easy. It's available. It dries quick. And I really like it. But you can use whatever you like. If you want to make a three-dimensional project, you can. Please don't make a video, though. But you can do a digital project if it's drawing or painting, whatever you would like. If you want to put something together, I'm not going to tell you how long you need to spend on this. In Teams, I'll have the due date, so you'll have a good idea about, hey, when is this due? Okay, how much time do I have? Usually for our projects, you have like a whole week to work, and then maybe sometimes a second week to work if it's like a big painting project or mixed media. But for this one, show me what you want. Your materials, by the time you start this, you may have picked up your materials or not. They're going to go out this week. So use what you've got at home. Crayons, fine. Markers, perfect, whatever. Make it simple, whatever you like. Now let's take a look at the formative assessment directions. So this is formative. I am going to give you comments on it. I'm going to give you suggestions. I'm not grading this. Is it required? Yeah, you have to do this because if you don't do this, you're not going to be able to easily walk right into the summative assessment. But this part is not graded, okay? This is to get you going and get you started. So you're going to answer the questions below to plan your work for the summative assessment. Questions are on the left, your answers go in the middle, and then my comments go on the right. Write 3 words that you want to define your 2021. So basically, what are your words for the year? What are you thinking about? What do you want for yourself or for your life? I've chosen 3, and mine are calm, reimagine, and create. And that's, you don't want to hear my whole story, but those are my words. So then I would write my words right here. So I would put calm, I would put reimagine, and then create. Read Composition Basics and describe what the rule of thirds is. So go to this link, read it, and then type your definition in your description of what it is. Please don't copy paste, just write what you think it is. The next question is which words from number 1 do you think you want to use in your art? So from here, what word do you want to use? So you can use 1, 2, or 3. Please don't use more than 3. Make it simple. I chose create, so I would just type create right there. Number 4, how will you incorporate the elements of line, color, shape, and pattern to create visuals to accompany your word or words? Now I've included a Scholastic Art magazine here for you to go and take a look at examples if you need ideas. So for my answer, I would type right here, I'm using Zentangles to create pattern, shape, line, and I'm using watercolor to create color. So that's my answer. So just type your answer in there. And then the last one, number 5, now briefly describe or visually show a rough plan of how you would like to present your word or words as art for the summative assessment. It can be digital or handmade. Now you can write in here, you can type, I'm going to create a watercolor. I'm going to use Sharpie. I'm going to draw Zentangles and then I'm going to color them in with Zentangles or with Sharpie. Then I'm going to add color with watercolor. That is completely fine. Or you can sketch out an idea, take a picture of it, and place your picture in here. If you want to talk about it and record an audio, you can totally do that too. If you want to insert an audio recording, you can just record audio, and it'll just put it right in there if you want to talk to me about it. But you need to do it here in the OneNote because I'm going to be writing comments or recording comments for you. So that is the formative assessment. So after you've done that, you're going to be ready to create your work. Everybody creates work differently. Some people do a whole bunch of thumbnail ideas, little tiny sketches, and then they make their work. Some people just start out and they just go for it. Okay, so you decide what works for you. Here are the directions for the summative assessment. You're going to be creating an artwork with your word or words and turning it into this turn-in page. I'm going to distribute this to your OneNote when I'm finished with this and reviewing it. You may use any materials you choose or create it digitally. It can be as simple as pencil and crayon on paper or as complex as a painting. Use the elements of line, color, shape, and pattern to create visuals to accompany your word or words. Your artwork must be larger than 3 by 5 inches and smaller than 12 by 16 inches if it's handmade. I don't want somebody doing something so gigantic it's going to take you weeks to create. You want to make this and move on to the next project. You want to make as much things as possible, okay? But I also don't want you to make something that's the size of a sticky note and that's it, unless it's incredibly detailed. So if you're thinking about doing something really small, we need to talk about it or put it in your planning and I can comment. Number 5, please make time and space to complete your artwork on time. That is super important because last semester I struggled with people never turning stuff in, never showing their planning. I go and I look over and over and over again to give you feedback and there's nothing there. That is not fair to me and it is not fair to yourself. So make time and space to try to get your work done on time, okay? I'm going to do my best to give you feedback on time as well. Please get some feedback from friends, family, and of course your instructors if you need it. There might be more than one of me. I might have a long-term sub again sometime. That person will be able to give you great feedback. So you need to ask for it and be an advocate for yourself. Ask a friend, ask a family member, hey, what do you think of my art? What should I do? What is this missing? What else can I do to make this successful? Hey, what do you think of this? Ask those questions. And if you have nobody to talk to directly, send an email to someone that you trust and you're like, hey, give me some feedback on this, please. I really need some ideas. You have to take the initiative to get that feedback, all right? You can also talk to me during asynchronous time. I can give you feedback. You can also put your rough draft right here in the visual idea and I can give you feedback there. Lots of opportunities. Number 7. Attend asynchronous time. Yay, I'm calling it studio time this semester. Come every time. Sit down, work. Give yourself a dedicated time to work and you will be grateful for that. I'm going to be working during that time too. And if nobody shows up, I'm going to have my camera on and I'm going to be painting or drawing or working on 3D models. And I'll do that with you. Number 8, take a clear and clean photo of your artwork or take a clean digital snip and please turn that and you're going to be turning it in below where I'm talking here. You need to make sure that your artwork looks good. So if your photos are messy, I'm just going to say retake this picture and do it right this semester because last semester there's so many junk pictures turned in. And then when I said, oh, please retake that photo, oh my gosh, amazing stuff, people. So watch the video below to learn how you can edit your photos to make your art look better for turn-in. So that's a short video. It shows you what to do. Then number 10, turn in your art to the turn-in area below. So here's the turn-in area. It says add your digital image of your artwork below. So you're going to be putting it here, whether you're taking a digital snip or you're inserting a picture. Please make sure you insert picture to put it in here. Do not attach a file because in the comments it'll say, I'm not grading this until you put a picture in. And then you won't get a grade on it. So just do it. It's not that hard. And then after you do that, there's one extra question here. Did you find a great example of text in art in Scholastic Art Magazine? If you did, add the screenshot here. So it's important for you to know that because it's here in the planning. So if you do find something here, take a screenshot or go back and find it and put it here. That just adds context to your work. Hey, I found this and it really gave me an idea or this was important to me. So please put that in there. It's part of your turn-in. If you didn't find an example, then just type, I didn't find one. It's fine. But if you did, it's important for me to see the context of what helped you get to where you are with your art. It's part of how I understand your thinking. It also gives me good ideas for what I can show other people in Scholastic Art Magazine. So the last step, number 11, grade your work on the rubric below. So here's the rubric. We're looking at standard 1, which is planning, standard 2, composition, standard 3, meaning. So if you want to, you can just highlight the one that you think where you belong, that works great. Or you can just type in here your score. Okay, please don't handwrite it in, because when I enter comments, it moves everything down and throws it all off, and I can't even see what you've graded yourself. So highlight or type, and then it stays in the table, because OneNote is just a it's so difficult to use as a platform. So if you follow these rules of highlighting or typing, then it becomes more of a platform because you're helping me. Then the last thing is click the turn in button in the team's assignment to keep track of your completed assignments. If I see you've clicked it and you've turned it in, then I go here and I look and it is not turned in, I will go and return it to you. Those of you who are turning in your assignments so your parents or family members can see that you have everything turned in, you're lying to your families. Oh my gosh. Stop pretending that you've done work. I have so many people who just, oh, I did it. And then there's nothing. So please be an owner of your learning. And if you didn't do something, it's okay. It's all right. Just do it. So don't click the turn in button until you've done the assignment. I don't care if it's late. It doesn't matter. Ideally, it's better if it's on time, though, because then I can grade it on time. So anyway, that's the assignment overview. If you have any questions about what's happening, please come to an asynchronous time or ask during class. Okay, thanks for watching.